is it fair to label LeBron as a flopper?
And I ask you, is this a trick question? Of course LeBron's a flopper. Of course he's a flopper. Yes, he is. And he was not the first star who tries to get calls. And it's not on the offense, like it's on the defensive end too, of course. Like Dennis Rodman or Draymond Green, guys who put a lot of effort into the defensive end, are they trying to get calls on the offensive player? Of course they are. Is James Harden trying to get calls on the defensive player? Of course he is. LeBron plays both ends of the floor. He's trying to get calls in both places. And partly it's because, of course, like Shaq in a way, LeBron is often compared, I call him, Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson had a baby. He has attributes of Jordan and Magic rolled into one. And he's compared to Jordan and Kobe as these great wing players. But in another way, to me, he belongs in a category with Wilt Chamberlain and Shaquille O'Neal. Unstoppable physical forces, right? And Shaq used to get hacked. And refs at times would look the other way because it's like, well, how they can't even play the game because what else are you going to do to this guy? And so LeBron has some of that going on too. He's so big, he's so fast, he's so great that contact is often made and sometimes he's not getting those calls. So he would like to get them, so he works the refs. Yes, he's a flopper. And by the way, the league is right. Also, you don't want Stephen A. to get into a situation like soccer because already, as we saw from the video, they're just phantom moves where nothing just happened and you're acting like a villain from the old Adam West Batman show, right? Pow, zam, but nothing's landing. The league does not want a situation like that. I know that competitive people are trying to sell calls, but to ask is LeBron a flopper is absurd. Of course he's a flopper. Of course he is.
Well, he is, so I don't have anything to add to that because I know that he is, as is a lot of guys in the league. What I would say to you is that's not where my focus lies when it gets to this subject. My focus lies to the NBA looking for other folks to do the officials' jobs instead of the officials themselves. I remember a few years before he passed away. I'm talking about former Commissioner David Stern, Max, God rest his soul. I miss that man. He was crazy, but I miss him. And I tell you this, we were having a conversation and he was complaining in his office. He'd bring me into his office, had a Pepsi Max, and we're sitting there in his office. He give me my Pepsi. He kicks up his feet. He's like, I'm just tired of it. I'm disgusted with it. I mean, all of this acting, these histrionics. I mean, why don't they go to Hollywood for crying out loud? Go to Tinseltown. It's ridiculous. It's not the NBA. I'm sick of it. And I said, yeah, but it's the NBA's officials' jobs to catch them. Sure, if you get in here, you might, something like, for example, if you LeBron James and you 260 pounds and you're a locomotive coming at a whole bunch of people, you know what? A slap on the arm or whatever the case may be may not affect you. So what you got to do is you got to sell it, because it might have had something to do with you hitting the shot. Or if you see guys working and they're manipulating it effectively, what are you going to do? Vlade Divac used to frustrate the hell out of Shaq because Shaq called, that's why Shaq once called them the Sacramento Queens, instead of the Sacramento Kings, because he got tired of Vlade Divac flopping all the damn time. But here's the deal. How the else you going to guard Shaq? When Shaq drop step and swing that elbow at 320 pounds, 7-1, what you gonna do? So it's like you had to try something. What I'm saying is that if you're competing and you're trying to win, it's the official's job to catch you while you flopping. It's not your job to help them by not flopping. I mean, so when we sit up there and we talk about LeBron James, yeah, you 260, and yeah, you could do a lot of different things. But in the same breath, you want to highlight how you're getting slapped and smacked and pushed and all of this other stuff. And just because you're bigger and stronger than most doesn't mean that you should be subjected to it excessively more so than anybody else. So if guys are getting away with flopping, you're returning the favor. Like, hell, I know how to do that too. All right? Catch me if you can. I don't see a problem with it. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.